So Hunter Biden's plea deal fell apart, and this is how it went down. Hunter Biden arrived at the Delaware courthouse, oddly enough, we can show this video on the screen while I'm talking about it, oddly enough in a motorcade, which is a real head scratcher if you think about the position that he holds in the federal government. That would be nothing. He holds no position in the federal government, none. He is the son of the president. Nonetheless, he arrived in a motorcade. It looked like it was the president. You know, you can see it pulling up right there in front of the courthouse. That's enough. I just wanted to show the motorcade since it's so strange. He gets out of the motorcade, goes into the courthouse, and the judge throws out the plea deal. You remember the plea deal that he was going to plead essentially out of any jail time if he pled guilty to the tax evasion. He didn't pay a couple $100,000 in taxes, which is wrong and really stupid if you think about how much money he was bringing in. Don't understand why people would do that. Don't understand why Hunter would do that. Maybe it was the crack. Who knows? He also wasn't going to serve jail time for his firearms offense under this plea deal as long as he entered into a diversionary program that would allow him to escape jail time that other people who'd committed the same firearms offense were forced to serve jail time for. But the judge asked his lawyers about a provision in the plea deal that we had not heard about before. This little clause or this little phrase in the plea deal would have given Hunter Biden immunity from prosecution for anything else at the federal level if he completed this diversionary program. And the judge is basically like, WTF, what is this? And his defense lawyers couldn't explain what it was. They were just like, blah, 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 blah. And she goes, I don't think so. So she threw it out, and he is now going to stand trial for the crimes that he committed. The conditions of his release, we can show this on the screen. I'm going to read you the conditions of his release. One of them is a bit funnier than the other ones. He cannot possess a firearm. He cannot use or possess any controlled substances, including marijuana, unless prescribed. He must submit to full federal supervision. No alcohol is allowed at all, none, completely prohibited. He must agree to participate in substance abuse therapy. He must submit to testing for prohibited substances, and he must seek employment. I confess that last one, he must seek employment, made me laugh. Yeah, Hunter Biden, go find a real job. Go do something for a living. Make something of yourself. Go find a job. I can't imagine one of these that he's going to not have a difficult time adhering to. So he already broke laws with a firearm. There's no way he's going to keep himself away from drugs. I mean, this is why I said last week that the Secret Service were never in a million, trillion, billion years going to discover who it was that left the baggie of cocaine near the Situation Room. They couldn't. The White House would never allow the Secret Service to do that because Hunter Biden, and this was actually a condition of his plea deal too, before the plea deal was thrown out, that the diversionary program for the firearms offense required him to be drug-free for 2 years. And I thought, well, of course they're not going to trace the cocaine back to its rightful owner, back to Hunter Biden, because if they did, that would mean Hunter Biden would have broken his agreement, this plea deal, and he would have faced jail time. There's no way Joe Biden is going to let Hunter Biden go to jail. No way. He lives at the White House for a reason, and it's not because he's family. He lives at the White House so that they can babysit him to make sure he doesn't blab all of the corruption to anybody else, or to make sure he doesn't give any more laptops away so that we all find it out, even though they've tried to keep this corruption a family secret for the last 2 decades. I can't possibly imagine that he'll be willing to give up alcohol. Can you picture Hunter Biden as a teetotaler? Yeah, me either. Participate in substance abuse therapy, submit to drug testing. I mean, come on, we all know he's going to pop positive, and then get a job. Who on earth would hire Hunter Biden? Watch him submit. This would crack me up. Watch him submit to the judge an employment agreement with Burisma or with the Chinese Communist Party entities that he had bribed. Imagine he goes into this courtroom and says, yes, Your Honor, I do have employment. I'm seeking employment with all of these places that have paid me off, these foreign entities tied to foreign governments that are hostile to the United States of America. Best TV ever. Best TV ever. I'm glad that this plea deal has fallen apart. It's the right thing to do, although I still don't think that Hunter Biden is going to face justice because there's corruption to the very core of the Department of Justice. So in Congress today, or yesterday, there was a hearing about UFOs. They're not calling UFOs UFOs anymore. They're calling them UAPs. And I meant to look up what that actually stands for. UAPs. What is UAP? I'm looking this up. Unidentified aerial phenomena. I'm just gonna call it a UFO. Why do we change the words to stuff? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make it any more real. So this whistleblower who had come forward a month or two ago saying that there were in fact remains of some sort of aircraft that defied human physics and that the US military and contractors had the remains of this, but were keeping it a secret from Congress. His name's David Grush. I know a lot of you follow this stuff really closely. He finally testified before Congress today, and he told Congress that he knows the exact location of where these UFOs are that the military is supposedly hiding from Congress. So take a listen to this.
Mr. Grush, finally, do you believe that our government is in possession of UAPs?
Absolutely, based on interviewing over 40 witnesses over 4 years.
And where?
I know the exact locations, and those locations were provided to the Inspector General and some of which to the intelligence committees. I actually had the people with the firsthand knowledge provide a protected disclosure to the Inspector General.
You guys ready for me to be like the most skeptical of skeptics here? Because I'm about to hit you with some mad skepticism. Why is he the one testifying if he's not the one who's seen these remains? He says that he interviewed 40 different people who knew the locations. How come it's him in front of the US Congress and not one of those 40 people who actually know the information? Why would those 40 people talk to him? Why wouldn't they talk to the United States Congress if they thought it was such a serious breach of trust that the military and defense contractors were hiding this from Congress? Why would they go to some random dude and talk to him instead of going to Congress? Forgive my skepticism here, but I feel like something just a little fishy is at play when the person who's supposed to be like the bombshell whistleblower hasn't even seen this stuff himself. Like, show us pictures, show us the information. I don't believe that the US government is that good at keeping secrets. I don't believe that people are that good at keeping secrets, that we wouldn't have seen evidence of this if that evidence actually existed. But we've never seen evidence of this, never. And I know I'm gonna get a ton of pushback because I know a lot of you guys think that this is very real. I get messages from a lot of people saying, I don't know, the US government's also shady. Yes, I agree. The US government is very shady. And yes, I agree, they do try to hide information from us. Hi guys, it's Liz Wheeler. Don't forget to watch my show, The Liz Wheeler Show, every night at 7 p.m. on the First TV. You can download the free First TV app, or you can visit thefirsttv.com/Liz and start watching today.